Hi, my name is Bina Sohara and welcome to another video. Today I thought I would talk about spending Christmas alone, as Christmas is just around the corner and I must admit that I'm not a big fan of Christmas, and for that reason over the years I've often done very different things around Christmas. I've never really followed a traditional pattern, and I have spent Christmas alone a few times, and I wanted to share some tips about how to spend Christmas alone and not go crazy. I think there's a lot of pressure on people around Christmas, and especially on TV, the ads start so early. I think it's around October or something. Unfortunately, I don't have a TV, so I'm not kind of watching all this Christmas stuff for a couple of months. So it's perfect. So I think that's for me, it helps me to kind of avoid that Christmas spirit, and I'm completely detached from Christmas as well, and not just from the fact that I don't watch TV. I don't actually give any presents. That sounds really bad. Well, not at Christmas at least. So I don't get caught up in this kind of Christmas rush. I don't decorate my flat. I don't have a Christmas tree, and I see all these people, rushing around with these boxes and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it seems like to be something they choose to do. But of course, I think it's different if you have children. I think if you have children, then you have to make a bigger effort. And if I had children, I would definitely make an effort with Christmas. But as I don't, then I don't see the point really. But yeah, spending Christmas alone. I think that people in general, especially with social media, we're always looking at other people and thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, when it might not really be like that. I think people have an Instagram life and a real life, and even though you might see people, with these perfect Christmas trees and Christmas selfies and whatever, you never really know what's going on behind closed doors. It's such a massive amount of pressure on a family, on a couple. It's just very, very intense. And often people who seem to have the perfect Christmas set up with an extended family and lots of presents and organised meals, etc., they might be suffering a lot in silence. They might be having doubts about their relationship. They might feel trapped. So they might actually envy someone who is actually spending Christmas alone. And sometimes, I remember a few years ago I spent Christmas alone. I was planning on spending it with my next door neighbour, who I got on very well with, and his family, and that was very nice of them to invite me, as his mum was like, oh, you're alone. I think she would have felt sorry for me and invited me for their dinner, and as a vegetarian, as I was at the time, it was just it's going to be I felt like I couldn't be bothered explaining my dietary restrictions or preferences, and also getting to know people. It seemed a bit forced because I was just doing it because it was Christmas, not to kind of prove to the world that I wasn't a sad individual. So in actual fact, what happened that year is I got sick. I had a big cold, and I never really am sick, fortunately, and I had a big cold and head flu, so I think the universe was telling me to kind of stay in bed. And that was actually fantastic because I had the best excuse then just to not do anything, and so my whole focus was just on getting better and having lemons and making sure I had water and stuff at home, which fortunately my neighbour helped me get from the shop. So it was all great actually. And then some Skype phone calls with family and friends in the UK, and messages. I didn't actually feel alone. Another year I had an operation on my leg, and I thought that the 23rd of December would be a fantastic day to do it, and actually it was. So I had another situation that I was just on the sofa and I couldn't really walk much, and I was just on Skype all day and connecting with family and friends. So I kind of liked, even though it sounds a bit masochistic, I kind of liked having to I was being forced to actually look after myself in a way, in the most basic terms, because post-operation, obviously, you have to really slow down, and obviously having a cold, I was just bedridden. So so I liked having the fact that I didn't have to think about Christmas. It was a massive distraction, obviously. So And another year I went to, when I wasn't sick, fortunately, I went to the beach on my own, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and I just felt so happy that I was alone, because that year I had given up tobacco, so it was just like, yeah, everything I'm doing now is actually self-love. I'm not doing anything that's self-destructive anymore, so it felt really liberating. So Christmas is always a time that you kind of reflect about the year that you just had as well, and it makes you think about the following year. I think if you feel down for whatever reason, I think you should be guided by that pain and think, what can you do to actually make it you feel better, or to prevent that feeling again in the future, and what can you do to change your life so that the next Christmas might be different. So I think it's really important to actually have these moments of solitude and to take stock of our emotions. But another thing I would recommend doing at Christmas, if that's something I've not done yet, is actually do something for charity, or for the homeless, for example. Or there's lots of causes around Christmas that can that needs an extra pair of hands. I think that's a very good way to kind of cope with any Christmas depression or whatever. And also doing retreats, or just having your own self-love. I mean, for me, I don't actually buy presents for anyone else, but I have bought so many cool things for myself this year. I mean, really. Yeah, I've bought myself a holiday. I've bought myself a really amazing vegan coat that's being adjusted, is that the right word, right now, and I'm getting myself a very cool vegan leather briefcase as well. So I'm actually, I'm okay with Christmas on my own. And also being part of different communities is very important as well. So I've actually, I've had different gatherings in all the different communities that I'm a part of. For example, my Toastmasters community, or my vegans, and my co-working, they're actually doing something today and I'm not actually going to, but as I'm not kind of affected by this Christmas spirit, I'm kind of at home doing other things. It doesn't really matter to me. And what else? Yeah, so I think you can have multiple Christmas celebrations or different ways of doing it. And I think it's the best thing you can do when you feel a bit down or something about Christmas. If you are down about Christmas, is just actually is to have some gratitude about the year you've just had, and everything you've achieved. Yeah, and everything you have. So if you're going to spend Christmas alone, I would recommend indulging in self-love somehow, or actually reserving or booking some things that involve self-love that you can look forward to. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any additional tips about how to spend Christmas alone, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you have any requests for videos about orgasms, orgasmic lifestyle, sex toys, dating, or anything like that, then please don't hesitate to write to me at venusohara.org, or add me on Instagram at venusohara. Thanks for watching.